Welcome along to my little space on YouTube, I guess. I had a few different ways of sort of filming this little piece to camera for the first video, but to be honest with you, they all came across a little bit cringe, so I'm just going to wing it a little bit because you're not here to listen to me waffle on, let's be honest. But I'll keep it brief. Just wanted to do a quick introduction because the vast majority of you out there won't know who the hell I am. So I'm Stuart McGlennon. I'm a professional landscape photographer and gallery owner based in the Lake District. And I guess really with this channel, my aims are pretty simple, and that's to get you, the viewer, to some of the nicest places in the lakes, really. And it's as simple as that. I don't know where this channel's gonna go, or what sort of things I'll be covering in the future, but at the core of it, it'll always be around landscape photography in the Lake District. I do get to other areas of the Lake District, the UK, now and again, but vast majority of my landscape photography is done right here in the lakes. But for the first video, I sort of ummed and ahed on where to film it and how to do it, and really I kept coming back to the same place, which really in the end was an easy choice. And that's Wastwater. Now, the reason for that is that I live about 10 minutes drive from Wastwater at Seascale on the coast. And a lot of my formative experience in landscape photography was based at Wastwater. I still love to shoot it. It's such an amazing place. You've got the big dramatic mountains, and we're so close to the coast here that we get lots of changeable weather, so it can be a really frustrating place to photograph at times, but the times that it does pay off, it really pays you back in spades. It's such a great place. But I've given it the big build up now, so without further ado, here's the first video. Hello, welcome back to beautiful Wastwater. I'm the only one here, which is a bit surprising. I know it's the middle of summer, but I thought there'd be more photographers here, given the forecast last night. Now, I'll be honest, it's not really panned out. There must be a big bank of low cloud over the other side of the mountains, which is blocking the sun getting through. So we've got quite a lot of nice high cloud, but the light's it's just not happening. But it's no big deal. I'm out doing a bit of practice and just getting used to talking to you. But I've had a little scout about, and I've got this little composition here. Now, being local, I've shot this place 1,000 times, so it's pretty hard for me to sort of keep coming up with new angles here. But when the water levels are low like this, all the shoreline up this side, all the rocks become exposed. So there's a little bit more scope to find something original. So I've come down here to this sort of, well, it's towards the southern end of the lake. And as I say, with all these rocks exposed, there's a little bit of potential in this one. I might come back to this when weather dictates and it's a little better than it is this morning. But one thing I've found is that with the shot I've got set up, using the polarizer is really helping to cut through some of the glare and show through some of the colour in the rocks underneath. So this is the shot I've got set up here. Now, one thing I noticed from the last video is that I need to get the movie setting to be off 16:9 because it's actually cropping out a bit at the sides, but hopefully you'll get the gist of this shot. The actual final image will be a little wider than this, but you can see the polarizer just cutting through that water there and showing through some of those reddish tones in the rocks underneath. The light isn't great, to be perfectly honest, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for a little bit until the sun pops up over Great Gable there, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of light hitting the side of the mountain and just might lift this image a little bit. But if nothing else, it's one scouted out for a future visit down here. Just a quick update, as is the case in landscape photography. As soon as you turn your back, things change. The cloud's starting to play ball behind me, so I'm just going to grab another quick shot, because hopefully the composition will be a little bit more balanced now. Because one of the things that I think is easily overlooked sometimes is you can get so focused on the composition that things like the arrangement of clouds in the sky get a little overlooked, and you can take a shot thinking it's a great shot, but if you've got a big blank area of sky that sort of unbalances the image, then it won't work. But fortunately they're starting to play ball now, so I'm going to get a quick shot. As well as that, the water's calmed down nice, so we've got these lovely reflections. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so I've grabbed a few shots there. I'm not massively convinced they'll work, to be honest. I like the composition, and it's probably one I'll return to when conditions are a little better, but at the moment the light's a little flat, and there's a big area of the sky where the cloud's quite uneven, so it's a little distracting. But do you know what? It's not the end of the world, especially with what's been going on in the country lately. It's just nice to be out at sunrise shooting some landscape photography. There's nothing better. But speaking of things that are going on in the country, I'll just pan you round a sec. Naughty, nearly slipping on the rocks there. Naughty camper van people parking up at Wastwater overnight. If you're watching this, I know there's probably not many people watching it, but please, will you just stay away from the lakes a little longer? I know government guidance is saying that you're permitted to travel for exercise, but it's not a place to come and camp overnight at the moment. So just refrain, because it's for the good of everyone else. But for this vlog, I think I'll probably do it in two parts. Actually, what I might do is nip down later on and shoot sunset. Sean Connery there. Sunset. I mean, in summer, sunrise is pretty good if you can stomach getting out here at this time of the morning. Winter is probably the best for a sunset. The sun sort of sets right behind you, and you get lovely glow on the fells behind you. But it's still pretty good in summer. So I'll maybe pop down later and show you a few different compositions, maybe a bit further down the lake that you might not have seen before from Wastwater. But for now, I think what I'll do is just have a little scout about a bit more. I'll maybe drive down to the bottom of the lake and see what the water levels are like down there, because as I said earlier, when the water levels are low, you get a lot of exposed rocks on the shoreline, which present a few more opportunities for original compositions. So I'll have a little trip down there and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, I spoke too soon. It's all changing now. The shot I've got set up really should work now, actually. The cloud that I was talking about that was just coming into the frame, it's now sort of passing over the top of the mountains very slowly, but it's filling up the frame nicely, so it's giving me that balance that I was after. So I'm going to continue taking a few shots here, because now I think this is actually going to work. Which it didn't look on the cards earlier, but I'm going to stick with it. And then once I've got this one in the bag, I think I'll probably look for something else. But if I don't find anything else, it's not the end of the world. It's as I said earlier, the Good for the soul, this. Good for the soul. Evening everyone, I'm back at Wastwater. Now, from the last part of the vlog, I was shooting sunrise and I was saying that I might possibly pop back down here at sunset to shoot a little bit further up the lake. So I've come about another, I don't know, maybe another 700-800 yards up the lakeside here, and as I said in the previous part of the vlog, we've got a lot of the shoreline here that's really exposed because of the dry weather we've had. So it's opening up a lot of compositions that normally wouldn't really ever be possible. So I've come to an area of rocks that are quite prominent. I'll just show you what I've got lined up here. Sorry about that, just I'm in the water. One thing I must draw attention to is the fact that I'm wearing Crocs. I'll just show you. Now my missus absolutely hates these. I'll be honest, they won't win any fashion awards, but if you know you're getting in the water and it's hot like it is now, I'd far rather have these for a bit of comfort than sticking wellies on and sweating away. So no, it's nice and comfortable. But before this point, I'd actually framed up this shot and took one earlier while the light was better, because looking at it now, I think it's going to go a bit flat. The sun at this time of the year sets behind Middle Fell, which is this fell, and you don't tend to get a lot of late light on the top of the mountains. But I'm going to stick it out because, you know, if this water keeps settling down like it was earlier, we might get a nice blue hour shot with some nice reflections. So I'll check back in with you in a moment when I've waited it out a little bit. And in the meantime, here's some nice drone footage. Alright, I've stuck it out for about 20 minutes or so, and I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest, but that's alright. It's to be expected given the weather forecast. I wasn't expecting any great shakes with the sunset, but I was just hoping for this water to calm down. But of course, as soon as I get set up, it starts getting choppy. So yeah, that's just the way it goes. But I'm pleased that the Crocs got a first run out of the season, just to annoy my missus. They are absolutely horrendous. I do totally agree with her, but they had a bit of comedy value, don't they? But for now, I think I'll leave this vlog here. I'll post up the picture that I got from this scene. To be honest with you, I'm pretty glad I got it when I did, because about 5 minutes after I took it, the light went and the water got all ripply. So it looks okay. It's a bit of a sort of a bog standard effort from here, but you know, the light was nice while it happened. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Hopefully with the next vlog I might be able to get up higher. Now, with things being as they are with the COVID-19 situation, I think everyone locally anyway is trying to stick to lower level walks, so I'm trying to keep these vlogs at lake level for now, because for me normally I'd prefer to be up a mountain, but I think the next one will be probably a little higher up if nothing else. But for now, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.